Ladies and gentlemen, I am not Andrew Latewick. Don't get me wrong. I might be a little bit. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm late. I'm 2 minutes late. And of course, I'm right now super laggy too, which is just great. I love it. But guys, we're here to do our Premier League preview. Our Premier League preview. Manchester United preview. We just did the Premier League preview. I apologize. But I'm stoked up to be here with you guys. Doug, good to see you. Nick, Soph, Chris, Jamie, Mr. Exclusive, good to see y'all. I'm going to apologize in advance for the bit of lagginess. I should have restarted my computer after the last stream. It does seem to help out a bit. But we are joined today by the one, the only, the man that represented David De Gea, Matthew McFadden. Matthew, how you doing, bro?
I'm not too bad myself. I'm on a 2-day streak. I'm on a 2-day streak of streams. So, it's basically my channel now.
Listen, and if we get you on tomorrow, that's 3 in a row. That's what we call a winning streak.
That's a hat trick.
That is a hat trick right there, bro.
That's the red-bearded hat trick.
That is the red-bearded hat trick. That is the red-bearded hat trick, 100%. Yeah, and people are already getting their predictions in. Raise the Sunday said 3-1 United. Listen, I'm stoked up for this match because end of the day, just so you guys, in case you forgot, Manchester United have struggled under the last two seasons under Mourinho against Brighton and Hove Albion. We have supremely struggled. We won one match 1-0. We lost one match 1-0, and then we lost our last match against them 3-2. We have supremely struggled against Brighton and Hove Albion. Matthew, give me your early thoughts, especially considering the fact that we have Ollie at the wheel, bro.
To be fair, that 3-2 scoreline didn't even do it justice. For those who watched the match, then you'll know that it was an absolute hammering from Brighton.
Yeah.
We only scored with the last kick of the game to a Pogba penalty, in which he was even so urgent that he didn't do a stupid run-up. So to say it was 3-2 is pretty generous. However, we had Jose Mourinho back then, and we don't anymore, and that's the biggest factor. So going into it, I think it's going to be a routine win. To be honest, I can't see anything other than the Man United's 3 points.
And honestly, I agree with you, which will also be the first time that any manager has won 6 out of their first 6 league games in Manchester United history if Ollie pulls out the win tomorrow, which will be just fantastic. It will be just fantastic. I think everybody is pretty much going to be predicting that Manchester United are going to win this match, which is something that I can honestly say, and I don't like continuing to talk about Mourinho, but if Mourinho was in charge, I wouldn't be very confident. I don't know about you, Matthew, but would you have any confidence going into this match?
I mean, the home game that we played against Brighton last season, and it took an own goal for us to actually win it. It was like an actual young cross or shot or something, and hit of Lewis Duncan went in the back of the net.
Yep.
So, they did well against us, and typically they actually do quite well against big teams. They've beaten Arsenal, and they drew against them this season. So, I would say they're a banana skin, but they shouldn't be. They really shouldn't be.
I mean, they really shouldn't be. You're absolutely right. They should not be a stumbling block for Manchester United here. Ultimately, I mean, guys, it's Brighton and Hove Albion. I mean, we'll get into some stats really quick. They've got 24 goals this season, with 64 total shots on target and 20 big chances created. So that means that most of their chances aren't even being created from big chances. They've conceded 30 goals this season, and that includes the fact that they've only kept 4 clean sheets this season. And you also get into we're currently they only have 7 wins on the year, 5 draws and 10 losses, and we are now averaging 2 goals a match to their 1.09, and we're conceding 1.45 to their 1.36. So we are conceding more, but that does also go back to the Mourinho era and how we were having matches against Brighton 3-2. Teams that shouldn't be scoring boatloads of goals against us. It's just the truth. So, I mean, Matthew, let's go ahead. Let's start getting into this match a little bit. I mean, do you see Brighton and Hove Albion having anybody that is really going to trouble us?
In all sense, it's stupid to say so, but going right. For some reason, even though he's about 77 years old, he always just pops up with a goal here and there.
He does.
Especially against Arsenal and Man United. Because I remember the finish against Aberdeen in the second game of the season. It was an absolutely fantastic finish. Like, completely caught De Gea off guard. And, how often does that happen?
Yeah.
Almost never.
Well,
so when he's playing, he's a bit of a physical presence too. So Lindelof might have a bit of a hard time in his hands, but he seems to do well against big target men, despite not being that strong himself. I don't know how he does it, but up against the likes of Rondon, I've got the name of the Huddersfield striker, but him as well. Up against target men, he just seems to do quite well. So hopefully he'll do the same against Glenn Murray.
Well, I mean, and he did handle Harry Kane very well last week too.
He did. I think apart from that, there's really no real players. There's Pascal Gross who plays in behind striker, but I don't know how he's done this season. He had a brilliant season last year, but I've not heard anything about him. He might be injured. I've got no idea, to be honest. They just don't seem to be getting in the wingers as well. Like, they bought this guy from Eredivisie last season who I think was both top scorer and top assister in the same season, called Johan Bach. What a name that is, by the way. And he's just done nothing.
Yeah, and like Jay Hart just said, I mean, biggest threat is ourselves. Our players just need to show up and perform. And you're absolutely right on that. We ultimately, end of the day, if we show up and perform, we should be fine. We really should be. So just so you guys know, Glenn Murray does have 8 total goals this season, and then Shane Duffy has 4, and then their next highest scorer is Florin Andon, which has 2. Lewis Dunk has 2, and then Jurgen, I don't even know how to say, it looks like Locadia has 2, and then everybody else on their team that has a goal only has 1. And then Solly March has 5 assists, Anthony Knockard has 4, and then Shane Duffy has 1 assist. So, and Doug just said Knockard has had a bad season. So I look at this matchup coming up. We're Manchester United, and let's be real. This is a match that should not give us any problems. It shouldn't. We have a manager that is going to be on the front foot. We know that we are going to press them high from minute 1 to minute 90, and we're going to probably control the match from minute 1 to minute 90 as well. And real quick, Matthew, we might as well talk about it. I mean, I don't like to try and talk about things until they're official, but there is strong rumors coming out that Anthony Martial is just about to sign a new 5-year contract. I mean, give me your thoughts on that, Matthew.
I suppose that's a kind of good substitute for Fellaini not leaving.
That's fair.
That's a positive. He deserves it. Like, why did you not give him a contract? He's starting him week in, week out. He's doing well. And he's still, 23 years old?
Yes. So
it makes perfect sense to give him a new contract. I think originally his contract was to run out this season, but they did that 1-year extension thing.
Yeah.
Where how the player feels, they can just say, yeah, we're extending it by a year. So, it makes perfect sense.
No, and you're absolutely right. There's also rumors floating around that there's the possibility we might be giving Marcus Rashford a new contract as well, despite the fact that he did sign a big contract just recently. So there's rumors his pay could go up to $150K a week, and there's rumors that Martial's will be between 150 and 200 a week, which that's a different discussion about whether that amount of money is worth what they've produced so far. But at the end of the day, these guys are they're killing it under Ollie. We can see the reason why Anthony Martial deserves a new contract. You can see the reason why he deserves it. You can see the reason why Marcus Rashford deserves a new contract. You can see the reason why these guys that are in big positions in our club are going to be getting contract extensions. And they are very much so deserving of those contract extensions. And guys, so let's see here. I just wanted to try and get a couple of you guys' comments in here. And And like Reza just said, so we pumped. So much incentive to win. Well, considering Arsenal are playing Chelsea, which I mean, Matthew, I did want to get your thoughts on that as well. But give me 1 second. So Martial should get his number 9 back from Lukaku, says Nick Archer, which I actually think Martial should get the number 7. I think Martial should get the number 7. Give the guy the 7. Because I think Alexis Sanchez is gone in the summer, if not gone in January. I just think he's gone. I think it's time, and I think it's time to give somebody the 7 that has the potential to do it. There was that tweet that Matthew. I know you probably saw my tweet on it, but when Marcus Rashford said who wants 7, I thought that he was talking about the shirt, and I instantly went to go look at rumors about Alexis Sanchez. Because I was like, wait, did he get transferred? I mean,
surely he did that. He did that on purpose, or at least his social media manager, because that's some expert level trolling right there.
It was, because that could be so many different things. He could be mentioning the shirt number.
See, I thought it was 7 goals in consecutive games or something like that.
He could be talking about 7 goals in 7 games. He could be talking about 7 wins on the bounce. He could be talking about who won 7 goals in the match tomorrow. Like, there's so many things that he could be. Yeah, 7 goals just from him. Get a double hat trick. But and Mr. Exclusive says he could be talking about 7 days in a week. Yeah, he could be literally talking about anything that has to do with the number 7. But I mean,
wants Ronaldo back at United.
He could want Ronaldo back at United. Yeah. There's all the different options for, what the number what he said what he meant by that could have been. But I mean, Matthew, actually, why not talk about that? I mean, like I said, it's Brighton, so there really isn't a lot to talk about. Who do you think, Alexis Sanchez? I mean, do you think that he's going to be gone by the summertime, or by the end of the summertime? And number 2, who do you think should take that number 7 from him?
I think he's probably gone in the summer, unless he somehow manages to turn things around under Ole, which, to be honest, I don't see happening. But he's been a little bit better under Ole, but he's still showing that frustrating side to him, where he'll just do an annoying little chip over the defence, and it leads to nothing. He does that too often, and it pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the summer, the number 7 is going to be up for grabs. We've had a massive curse with the number 7 shirt. Obviously, we had Valencia, who was Ronaldo's replacement. That didn't work out.
No, it did not.
We had Michael Owen. He scored a nice goal against Man City, but apart from that, did nothing.
Yep.
So, completely forgotten who's the next number 7.
No, who was number 7 after? Memphis.
Was it Memphis? I thought it was a player between that.
Wait, who did get the number 7 between that? Di Maria didn't get the 7.
Di Maria got it in 2014.
That's who it was. It was Di Maria. It was Di Maria, and then it went to Depay, and then it stayed vacant.
Stayed vacant for a year.
Yes.
And all of them have been, collectively absolutely pitiful since Ronaldo left. So, it could be some kind of curse, or it could just be the fact that they're not good players. Simple as. And
they just weren't worthy of getting the 7 shirt. I mean, so Jack Coleman is saying that he thinks the number 7 is reserved for Greenwood or Chong. I actually think Greenwood could be the next number 9. I do.
If we're talking about reserving that number for those players, then you're looking at about 5 or 6 years at the very least down the line. Because that would make them about 23, 24. I just don't see it happening. Because that number 7, it's not just an iconic shirt, but from Woodward's point of view, it's a shirt that's going to sell regardless of who's on it. You can have Lee Grant on it, and you'll still sell a bunch of shirts.
Yeah. Arthur.
Traditionally, City for a right winger, which means that we'll probably.
Arthur didn't like the fact that we're talking about the number 7 shirt, guys.
Arthur wants the number 7. He can't make it.
Arthur gets the number 7. Arthur, I mean, you can already see it.
George does have the number 7 on the poster. That's why he's getting the triggers.
Hold on 1 second, Matthew. There's somebody that rang my doorbell.
God's sake. Right, so number 7, get it in the comments.
Oh, my dad's here. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Yeah, people are saying Arthur for number 7. I mean, it's true. Number 7 does go to Arthur. But no, in terms of signings, I'd get someone like Nicolas Pepe or Chucky Lozano, one of those two. Give them number 7. See how they do. It can't be any worse than Sanchez. But yeah, put in the comments who's going to be number 7. Jack, you cheeky bugger. It's not going to go to Pulisic. You know why. Pogba number 7. I don't know about that. I think if he's going to get a different number, actually no, he won't get number 10 because Rashford's number 10. So he'll stay as number 6, I think. Jack, you're too right. Andrew's dad comes in the stream. I mean, what are the odds on that? Scott McTominay says Douglas, I mean, just get in the bin. He should be number 77. Yep, 6 is Pogba. And Mbappe for number 7. I mean, that's the absolute thing, but it's not going to happen.
I'm sorry about that, guys. So my dad brought me over some gifts. So
why didn't you get me any?
I'm sorry, Matthew. He didn't.
When you could have just flown over.
So, but so where were we at, Matthew? I apologize.
I was just asking the comments to put in who'd be number 7 for them.
Okay.
So we've got Scott McTominay, obviously, as a choice.
Yes.
Don't get me started. But yeah, I mean, it's the general consensus seems to be Arthur.
Listen, Arthur already has the number 7 for Team USA. So, I mean, I think it's a fair comment to give the number 7. I mean, look, he's looking at himself. He's like, yeah, look at that.
He's admiring himself.
Yes,
he's head tilting.
Dude, that head tilt is legendary. But
I've been given the numbers.
So Matthew, real talk. I mean, number 7. I mean, of the people we've got right now, do you think there's anybody that is deserving of the number 7?
I'd say at a push, Martial. Because while he is an absolutely fantastic player, he's still inconsistent.
Yes.
And it does annoy me because we've not seen much from him in the last few games under Ole. But in terms of current players, I wouldn't say anyone's properly deserving of it. However, the player who's closest to getting that is Martial. Because Rashford won't change number.
No, I don't think so. I think the 10 is actually very suiting for him too.
Yeah. Pogba won't change number because if he was to change number, it'd be number 10.
Yes.
Lingard. If Jesse Lingard gets number 7, then I've lost all faith in football.
Funny enough, I actually thought about that for a second. I was like, could Jesse Lingard get the 7? But I think that would be massively irresponsible to do. The one person I did see somebody bring this up. Jay Hart did, and I actually thought about this. If we did make a transfer for somebody like Kylian Mbappe, that would be a worthy person to give the number 7 to.
Oh yeah, like in terms of dream signings, Mbappe's going to be number 7, but I don't see us getting Mbappe. That's the issue.
No,
PSG are going to want literally £250 million for him.
I mean, if any club could offer that transfer tag, it would be Manchester United. But at the same time, do you really want to pay, $250 million for a player?
Though you're going to spend it on one player when your defence is still as bad as it is. Like Mbappe in terms of FIFA and Football Manager, definitely, but won't be happening in real life.
No, I agree with you.
To a winger. I'd probably say, in that case, bring in a new one, like Chucky Lozano from PSG, PSV even. Either him
Either way.
Or was Pepe, who plays for Lille, who is, I think he's top scorer at the moment. Top scorer in the league. He's doing absolute bits. However, that's half a season that he's had, or half a good season that he's had in the French league. So, the hype might be a bit too much in the moment, but from what I've heard, he's been doing absolute bits though.
Somebody did bring up Ousmane Dembele.
See, I don't know what the situation is with him right now. Because I know that it was reported that he had some kind of attitude problem and he wanted to leave. However, I've barely had a single thing from Barcelona this season. But if that other right winger, Malcolm, isn't getting into the team, then I've got to think, okay, Dembele's getting plenty of game time. And realistically, why would he go from Barcelona to Man United when he's already doing well at Barcelona?
Yeah, and I'm not even saying I would necessarily want Ousmane Dembele. I'm just there is the possibility of that. I mean, it was Nick Archer that brought it up. The other number, Nick also did jokingly say Griezmann, which I don't ever see Griezmann coming now. I just don't.
Like he's had his chance. He's pissed around, and quite frankly, can stay at Atletico for a while. Okay?
Yeah, I'm right with you, bro. I'm right with you. So I mean, Matthew, we're 20 minutes in. I feel like this is a good time to go ahead and go into our lineups. So Matthew, how do you think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will line up Manchester United against Brighton and Hove Albion?
I mean, I don't want to be boring, but I think it's just going to be the same lineup again. maybe Phil Jones would be taken out for Big Eric, because I think that's his first game back from his stupid suspension from, I've forgotten what the opposition was, but he made that stupid challenge in the halfway line.
I want to say it was Cardiff. No.
Cardiff was his first match.
Yeah, that was Ollie's first match. So it was 3 matches in.
Yeah, it was his first start under Ole.
So who was was it Huddersfield?
Nah, because
Bournemouth. It was Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Yeah, and then we played 3 teams after that, so yeah, that fits. So yeah, I'd probably give Eric another chance.
I would.
Because as erratic and as stupid as he is sometimes, he's a better defender than Phil Jones.
Yes.
So I'd probably start him and then one of the centre-back positions. And apart from that, it's just going to be the same old team. So David De Gea in goal. Actually, you know what? Might as well. See, this is the game that you shouldn't have any issues with.
Yes.
So why not put the low in there? However, in terms of what I think is going to happen, I think Ashley Young's still going to start. It'll be the rest of that back four is going to be Bay, Lindelof, Shaw. Midfield of Matic, Herrera, Pogba for the forwards. Front 3, or front 4 if you like technically, of Lingard, Rashford and Martial. And I think it's just going to be that, because that seems to be all his team at the moment.
Yeah.
And if it's winning every single game, why change it?
And I'm right there with you, Matthew. I genuinely am. Like, what Ollie is running out there at the moment, it is working. Everything he is touching at the moment turns to gold. And I don't see the point in mixing it up too much. And Doug did say, I mean, it looks like Valencia is unwanted. It looks like he's finished at Manchester United, which I agree. And I did see that, I know the United Stand put out a tweet talking about basically how it's rumored Valencia doesn't want to leave Manchester United and he wants to retire here, which he's on the last year of his deal. So it very well could be his last year playing football. And then Mr. Exclusive did say 600 million fans all get Mbappe merchandise. They would make so much money back from that. Plus we could still like set up like a payment basically. So I mean, and that's a fair point. I mean, there would be loads of people. Like I know I would buy an Mbappe shirt. Matthew, I'm sure you would probably buy an Mbappe shirt.
That would be the biggest selling shirt in world football for that transfer window.
Guaranteed.
Because if this can be the biggest selling shirt that Mbappe had.
So Danny Ogda is saying Memphis wouldn't be bad to take the 7 shirt. I just personally don't want Memphis back. That's just me personally. It's nothing.
Taking it back is one thing, but taking it back and giving it a number 7 shirt, that's just blasphemy.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. So, and Matthew, we'll talk about this after I do my lineup. But think about this for a second, because I know you're going to get an instant response from you. Somebody brought up in our preview stream for the Premier League, Chelsea need a striker. Lukaku's basically, I don't think that he's going to get his starting spot back under Ollie. I wouldn't say that Conte is out of favor with Sarri, but he slightly is out of favor with Sarri. Lukaku and Conte swap deal, would you do it?
Would I do it? 100%. However, Chelsea are going to want, I guess, around 50 million for him.
I would guess they would want an additional fee. I would say Lukaku add an additional 20 million and we'll take Conte.
Because like, Lukaku, let's be real, he's probably about 50 million at most now. Kante has proven that he's the glue to that team. 2 Premier League titles in a row, and he was a star player in both of them. So, if I were Chelsea, I wouldn't let Kante go for anything less than 80, 90 million. Because I think he's 28 years old, 27.
I think he's 27 right now.
27. So in his prime years, there is concerns over his playing style and how long he can keep that high energy up. But he just doesn't seem to be doing well at Chelsea because obviously, what's his name? Sarri prefers Jorginho in the midfield.
Yes.
To be fair, it's a decent option, but if you're going to have that base in the midfield, having N'Golo Kante there, it just means that the other two can get forward.
Yep.
And then our attacking lineup, that would just be unbelievable.
Yeah, because Conte does the job of 2 people at CDM.
Yeah.
And everybody's basically in agreement with that. It seems like, Lukaku's still rumored to have about 100 million transfer tag.
Oh, no way.
And the thing is, I actually don't necessarily disagree because if you look at him from the perspective of he just doesn't fit our system, he still is a top-class striker. I'm not saying that he's the best in the world, but he could still go somewhere else. And if he drops some weight, I think he could be back to his Everton form. And that's what we need, is we need the Lukaku that we got from Everton. We don't need the Lukaku that has grown to be the player he is with Mourinho. And like I said, I don't hate Lukaku by any means, but if we could get Conte for Lukaku and then bring in another striker, and like MJ Gamer just said, bring in Timo Werner. Yeah, I mean, to be a backup to Marcus Rashford, why not?
I'll take him over Lukaku.
To be a backup, yeah. And by the way, again, guys, I'm going to apologize real quick for the bit of lagginess right now.
Red bearded lag.
Yeah, red bearded lag. It's bad right now.
Lag.
But so real quick, guys, I'll do my lineup for you. So obviously De Gea in goal. I do think that we might wind up seeing Dalot tomorrow. If it doesn't work out, Ashley Young will probably be a sub. I actually do think we will get Eric Bailly back tomorrow. That's the one guarantee I think that we will see, is I think we will see Eric Bailly back tomorrow. So I think we'll see Bailly and Lindelof as a center back pairing, Luke Shaw on the left. I think we will see a midfield 3 of Matic, Herrera, and Pogba. The only mix-up I could possibly see being in there is possibly Fred for Herrera. But I think that ultimately Ollie's going to want to run a set lineup out there for the most part. And then up front, I think we're going to see Rashford up top and then Lingard and Martial on either wing. I think that's pretty much guaranteed at this point. I don't see it really going any other way. I mean, Matthew, just to ask you, I mean, we actually really haven't had very many different lineups when it comes to our lineup versus Ollie's lineup. I mean, but is there anything that you personally would change inside of that?
Personally, I'd start Dalot over Ashley Young. I think Ashley Young, he's better at right back than left back, but he's still pretty poor. But it's actually good to see that our lineup is very similar to Ollie's one, because it just means that he's in touch with the fans and he knows exactly like us what midfield works best and what front 3 works best.
Yeah.
Unlike Mourinho, who would start Fellaini, Matic, McTominay, Herrera in the midfield and leave Pogba. It's good to see actually a manager that has the same way of thinking as the fans, because that's the first thing you need to do as Man United manager, to get on the side of the fans. And as long as he's still got the backing of us, then he's going to last a long time. Obviously, if he does get a full-time job, but no, it's good to see that he's got a similar brain in terms of how he's lining up his team than us.
So, and I actually do. I like this question from Nick Archer. He said, "Would you guys start Alexis Sanchez over Lingard when Sanchez is healthy?"
I'd see how he does. I'd start him in a couple of games. See, Lingard, to me, as good as he's been recently, he's still not, first team player of a title challenging team. He should be a bench player, like an impact sub or something. But I just don't know about Sanchez. In an ideal world, I'd sell him now and get a winger in today. However, obviously that's not going to be realistic enough, and I think we're not going to bring in anyone in January because the board don't want to give Ole money.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
On one hand, I can kind of understand it, and on the other hand, it's like, why would you not give him money? It's stupid. But anyways, that aside, I'd start Sanchez over Lingard in an ideal situation. But yeah, the thing with Sanchez is he's just been so unbelievably average.
And you're not wrong, Matthew. You're really not. And the thing is and what I've noticed is that when Sanchez has been subbed on, he's been thrown on the left-hand side. Basically, he's been subbed for Martial, and he just isn't working on that left-hand side. He's just not. And to me, that's the one place where I wonder where Ollie, if he'll make that change. Because I think that if you start Sanchez kind of as a false nine, like number 10 kind of position, or on the right wing, I would like to see that. But I feel like we never see him play on the right-hand side ever.
See, as long as he's not on Pogba's side, that's all I care about. Because we see it so many times. Pogba gets forward, yet Sanchez just likes to come inside and play little short passes and do nice little flicks and stuff.
Yeah.
They just don't work together. If they're on different sides, then we might get results. But that's a big if.
Yeah, and that's where I get I want to see what will happen. I want to see if we will actually see Sanchez on the right-hand side, or if we will see him kind of in a number 10 false 9 position. Because otherwise, I don't want him starting over Martial on the left, because I feel like Martial offers more down the left than Sanchez does. I mean, Matthew, I'm sure you'll agree with me on that. Matthew muted himself. Uh-oh. There's a poor network connection. We might lose Matthew, guys. Reconnecting. This is really interesting. So, but Matthew's out, guys. Arthur's in. We're tagging Arthur in. We'll see if we can't get Matthew back on. Those gerbils not going around the wheel, Matt. Yeah, this is the beauty of live television, guys. We get little mishaps, and we do rely on the internet, obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rate this. How would you rate this call? 1 star. Call ended unexpectedly. Let's try and call Matthew back. Let's see if this works. Okay. Well, we'll see. Matthew, if you're watching right now, please call back. We'll get you back on. But Matthew must have just been really upset at the fact I even asked that question, because he just was like, I can't anymore. I'm out, because I'm not gonna hear Martial Lukaku talk. But guys, I mean, it's Manchester United against Brighton and Hove Albion. I see this match going this way. Manchester United are going to come out. We're going to press from minute 1 to minute 90. I predict we're going to get an early goal. I think we're going to get a goal inside of the first 10 minutes. And I think that ultimately we're just going to kick on from there. I am going to go. And by the way, this is your guys' chance to have your predictions read out on the show right now. Be sure to drop your predictions for the match in the live comments or below if you guys are not watching this live, because I would love to know your guys' thoughts. I'm going to go with a 3-0 Manchester United win. Ollie's been getting clean sheets out of the entire team and getting clean sheets for David De Gea. Now, David De Gea obviously earned his clean sheet in the last match, but I think that he'll get a clean sheet because I don't think that Brighton are going to have that many chances they're going to have to be able to convert. I think we're going to pretty much own this match from the beginning to the very, very end. And like you guys are saying, I mean, I'm seeing some decent score lines here. Jack Coleman's going with a 2-0 United. Vandy Candy said we need to spank them as a score of 3 and score 3+. Let's get Old Trafford rocking, says Nick Archer. Mr. Exclusive's going with a 4-0 win. Jay Hart 4-0. Saban 2-0. Doug, we know Doug's score from earlier, but he's going 2-0. Jay Hart, MJ Gamer is saying 3+ goals tomorrow. Vandy Candy saying a 4-1. They might score 1. Nick Archer said 4-1 for Manchester United. Mr. Exclusive said he's predicting Rashford, Pogba, Jesse, and Tony to score. That is the dream, Mr. Exclusive. That is definitely the dream. There we go. He's back. He's back.
Don't you just love it, right, when you're charging your phone and it runs out of charge?
Oh, so that's what it was. That's what it was.
What was your theory? Go on.
So we'll jump back into that really quick. Mr. Exclusive said Matthew got them gerbils running again. Exactly, Mr. Exclusive, exactly.
And that as well. It's like he's got a camera in the room or something.
Doug did say poor phone charger. But
exactly,
so I was gonna say, so you've only pretty much seen Alexis Sanchez play on the left, but there's no way for me that I'm starting Sanchez over Martial on the left because Martial offers more on the left. I mean, do you agree with me, Matthew?
I wouldn't start him any other place apart from right wing because Pogba's a number 10. So, and he's been our best player. So you're not going to replace him there. You're not going to replace Martial there. So bye-bye, Jesse, if we're starting to put Sanchez in that starting 11 again.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's only if he's going to be on the right, though. Only if he's going to be on the right. I do not want Sanchez starting over Martial or Rashford, without question.
To be fair, I think the front three that we have right now is fine. Even though I do question Jesse Lingard, there's no real need to change it.
Yeah. No,
I think if we got maybe an easier team in the FA Cup, then that would be a perfect time to start Sanchez in the right wing, see how he does. But nah, I'd keep that front three.
And I'm honestly fine with that. And Jack Coleman did say Lingard is greater than Sanchez. He thinks that Sanchez is finished, which I don't fully disagree. I mean, I think there's potential that Sanchez could be like Rooney and that his best years were in his younger days. And he's just not going to have like a 29, 30, 31, 32 year old that he's going to be successful. That's very possible. So Matthew, I was kind of starting to wrap things up. So why not? Well, real quick, I'm going to finish reading people's score predictions, and then I'll get yours and get your kind of final thoughts for the match. So we've got Fanny went with a 3-1 win. We will find it hard to break Brighton down first half, then run away with it in the second. AF said 2-1. We need Eric Bailly to start, which I completely agree with. I only say 4-1 because I see Nick Arch say I only see 4-1 because I see Bailly and Lindelof getting used to each other. May let one in, but that's okay. Which that's true. I mean, they are going to have to learn how to play together if we want them to be the center back pairing. Let's see here. Anybody else? Then MJ said Rashford goal, Martial goal, Pogba goal, and assist, which I would absolutely love. So, I mean, Matthew, how do you see this match going, and what do you see the scoreline being?
I'm going to be bold here and say 5-1.
5-1. I love it. I love bold scorelines.
And this is even more bold. Right, I've gone to the text options and I've clicked the bold option. Rashford hat-trick.
Rashford hat-trick. Woo!
You've heard it here first.
It's fiery, Matthew. It's fiery.
Tell you what, you want to go up. You wouldn't want to come up here. It's 2-1.
It's too warm. Where Matt. Hey, come here. We're not going to knock over the Ollie poster again. We're not going to do it.
Knock over another poster. Just don't knock over the Ollie one.
Yeah, just that one's been knocked over too many times. Mr. Sleuth said it's snowing here. So apparently it's Matthews.
It's kind of snowy up here.
Like
it's not quite. It's that sort of mix between snow and rain.
Well, that's pretty much Scotland in general, though, from my understanding.
I mean, you're not wrong with that. You're not wrong. To be fair, we didn't have any snow for the Christmas period.
Come here.
Which is so disappointing.
So, I mean, guys, Matthew, I mean, how do you see the match going? I mean, 5-1, that's a big scoreline, but, I mean, how do you think that the match will go?
Look, Brighton's manager, Chris Hughton's a good manager. He's done well to get Brighton in the Champions League. Jesus Christ. I'm not having a good day into the Premier League, and he's kind of established them as a team who aren't really going to get relegated. However, I just think Ollie Ball at home is just going to be too much for him.
Yeah.
I don't know how many injuries they have or whatever, but I just think that defence is just not going to be able to handle the likes of Rashford, Pogba, Martial, Lingard. So I think it might take a while for us to actually get the first goal, but it will be a case of kind of like Huddersfield and kind of like not Cardiff because he scored 3 minutes in, but like once we get that first goal, the floodgates will just open.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see Glenn Murray getting like a consolation goal from a corner or something like that, because Bailey and Lindelof are both a little bit suspect from there. But yeah, like I said, Rashford hat-trick.
I love the bold prediction, man. I really do.
It's a bold one. It's quite a bold one. In terms of other scores, I'd maybe go with Martial. I think he's due a goal and he's due a really good performance. And then the other score, I've got no idea, to be honest. Pogba, screw it, why not?
Hey, you know what? Fair enough. I like it. I love bold predictions, and I think that we will see a big win no matter what. I'm not going to go with a 5-1. I'm going 3-0. I'm going to say we're going to keep another clean sheet, and I think that Eric Bailly is going to be back to being the beast Bailly, and we are just going to see a different level of Eric Bailly. Which, by the way, so I did see who was it? Fanny was asking the name. So all you have to do if you ever want to know Arthur's name, look here. You see this big boy right here? Arthur. And you can thank Matthew McFadden for that. But so Jack,
I've not been able to see the video right now because I'm going to have to guess what you're doing.
I was just underlining Arthur's name, just Arthur. And then Jack Coleman said 2-0, and Saban is saying 2-0 for tomorrow. So, I mean, Matthew, I'm really excited to be able to watch this match tomorrow. There's the potential that I might not be able to watch it live because of some baby stuff going on. But either way, we're going to be live tomorrow evening at some point to review the match. And dude, I've got full faith in Ollie Ball. I've got full faith in Ollie Ball to be able to do everything that us Manchester United fans want. And honestly, there's the potential for Ollie to win 10 out of 10 of his first matches. He does not have major competition other than Arsenal, but I'm not even worried about Arsenal in that FA Cup matchup.
Jesse Lingard likes a good trip to the Emirates.
He does love a trip to the Emirates, Matthew. He loves a good Millie Rock too.
Actually, he has a habit of scoring in London. I don't know what it is, but he just does.
He does.
But yeah, like you said, out of our next, that'll be 4 games, Arsenal's the only really tough one on paper. And I've yet to see anything really that's convinced me that Ollie's not going to win.
Yeah.
Or not going to get like a convincing win tomorrow. And not going to get a convincing win in our other easy-ish games.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you. And by the way, Charlie, Man United fan, it's good to see you here. I recognize that you're new. I always like to try and welcome newcomers. I hope you could join us live. If everyone was out because of childbirth, we could play. We could be playing with no midfield, no attackers, no nothing. Everyone is having babies. Everyone is having babies at the moment.
There's a Pog baby, isn't there?
That we do have a Pog baby, and it is rumored that Lukaku actually had a baby as well.
Really?
And that's what his leave was. That's what it's rumored.
Didn't Matic have a child as well?
And then Matic had a child.
I mean, it's Baby FC.
We are Baby FC.
18 years' time, we're going to see, Billy Pogba, Steven Lukaku, and I don't know what Matic's child would be called, but
Nemanja.
Baby Matic.
We'll call him Nemanja Matic Jr.
Nemanja Matic version 2.
Like we're getting Nemanja Matic Jr. That's what we're getting. Yeah, so and it seems like that'd be a real name for him too. But
I reckon Pog was the type of guy to name his son Paul.
I could see that.
Because he's so proud of himself.
I could see it. Jack Holmes said Lukaku's baby equals 14 pounds, 3 ounces. Jesus. I don't know if that's real.
Twice my weight.
But guys, we're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap it up there. We had a fantastic stream today. If you haven't already, go check out the debate that we did yesterday on who is Manchester United's greatest ever keeper. We had a great debate yesterday, and it kind of started my idea for our next Manchester United weekly show, which we will be having. Still waiting to hear back from a couple of people about the possibility of this show. But if we get everybody involved, I'm telling you now, this might be our best show to date because it's a fun idea. Matthew knows about it and Doug knows about it, but it is a fantastic show that we have planned at the moment. So, Matthew, I mean, all your stuff is up on the walls. I mean, we're going to get another one up here soon too, at least soon enough. So go ahead, shout out anything you want, man.
Yeah, sure. I've actually made a few posters recently, some like Everton ones and other teams like that. So I might put them up in the store. And also, I'm probably going to make NFL posters quite soon.
We have been talking about that.
Big gap in the market. We're in talks. We're in advanced talks, but a deal's not been agreed yet. But Sky Sports are saying otherwise.
Typical.
Shocking. But yeah, go to the description, check out our site, graphics.com, if you haven't already. I've updated all the sort of branding and stuff, so it looks quite nice as well. So that's pretty cool, and I will be putting more posters up maybe in the next 2 weeks. So have a look out for that. And obviously I'll put it all over social media because I'm a beg like that.
And I am a retweet merchant of Matthew, in case you haven't figured it out.
I could accidentally tweet something, like one word that just doesn't make sense, so you can be like, yep, I'm retweeting that.
Yep. I mean, Matthew earned it. I mean, he's on the show with me all the time. So we ride or die, Matthew. We ride or die out here.
He's a true fan.
Exactly. But, I mean, guys, thank you to everybody that joined us today live. Be sure to drop a like on your way out. And be sure to share it with your friends. The shares are genuinely appreciated. And we get, like, it's been awesome to see the show continue to grow. And, I mean, we're basically right at 400 subscribers. And that's amazing for me to think about. Because
600 away from Super Chat.
Yeah, 600 away from Super Chats, 600 away from being able to monetize. I mean, we've grown this channel in less than a quarter of a year to 400 subs. It's amazing to think about. It is genuinely amazing to think about. And I'm going to continue to live up to my promise to you guys of that I'm going to keep you guys involved because I love you guys. That's my goal, is to always keep you guys involved. So just genuinely, guys, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great night, a great day, wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. Keep doing you because I love you and you guys are awesome. Let's go, Manchester United.